Today we're going to be ranking every single Celebi card in the Pokemon TCG, Japanese exclusives included. For anyone who doesn't know, Celebi is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Not the mascot of the channel, but my favorite of all time. I've gathered every single Celebi card here released in English and Japanese, with a few Japanese ones that aren't even exclusive, but if there's like a special version of it, then I've decided to include it as well. So if you enjoy these tier list Tuesday videos, actually on a Wednesday this time, please do be sure to leave a like on the video, and I have a whole playlist of these videos you can check out as well. I also upload retro tabletop gameplay every single Friday, so if you love retro tabletop stuff, be sure to subscribe and check those videos out on Friday. I did not have any uploads last week. I'm getting through the midst of my finals right now, so it's a bit sketchy, but by the time you see this video, I will be nearly done. So let's get right into ranking all of the Celebis. As someone whose favorite Pokemon is Celebi, I own a large Celebi collection. I own most of these. I don't own all of them, but I will hopefully someday. Some of these are pretty expensive. There's no way I'll ever own like every single language or even English Japanese of all these, because some of the Japanese Celebis are several hundreds of dollars. But yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off, we have the first Celebi from Neo Revelation, the Holo Celebi. Was this Hironobu Yoshida that did this one? I forget. It's a nice card. It's got a pretty holographic. Celebi looks very nice. You have the first of Celebi's several time travel abilities that we will see over the span of its life. As for the card itself, though, it's kind of like not that particularly special. Part of the thing that hurts it is that I think like Gen 2 cards just generally don't look very good. So it doesn't have like a super standout art for the like the Neo era cards anyway. But I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's just kind of in the middle. Like it's not bad, like a low B, high C tier. Obviously, we're ranking these on a scale of Celebi, so even an F tier is like a C tier for another card. Well, maybe not. I have two cards that I know are F tier that are legitimately bad. But like, let's just say a D tier. A D tier is like a B in another category, you know, because Celebis are on a higher plane of existence here. Then we have the second Celebi from Neo Revelation. This is actually part of a larger picture from the Neo Premium File 3. I did talk about that on my Roseanne's Research Twitter, so if you want to go follow at Roseanne Search on Twitter, if you want to see daily Pokemon trivia and facts, missing cards, art appreciation, all that. I did actually post about it there. It's part of a 3-card combo, which is pretty cool. The art itself is not bad. This card is pretty. I'm going to put it in A tier. I do think it's really nice. I do think the art is definitely what puts it over this. But I decided to put the Japanese version here as well. And the reason I put the Japanese version is because it is exclusive holo, where ours was non-holo. And that makes a big difference. Believe me if you've seen this card. The holo puts it above and beyond into S tier. It is a gorgeous card in holographic. Then we have Shining Celebi. Shining Celebi from, I believe, Neo Destiny. This is a cool card. I believe this was drawn by... believe this is the one drawn by Hironobu Yoshida, who was, I believe, the person who designed Celebi. And this Celebi has 2 really bad attacks. Like most of the Shining Pokemon is absolutely terrible. But its art is pretty nice. I do think that its art could do a little bit more. I think like the particular thing that hurts it for me is that the shining effect just completely like blacks out the Pokemon when they're under the light. And my copy is pretty beat up. I got a really cheap copy, but it was damaged, so the texturing's not like that great. And when the texturing's not that great, it actually looks even worse. This is one where I am missing one of the copies. I'm missing the first edition. I'm also missing the first edition of this one, but I probably won't be chasing first editions anytime soon. But the card itself is not bad. It's going to go B tier. Then we have Celebi from Skyridge, the Crystal Celebi. This one is an immaculate artwork. It's a card I sadly don't own. I had plans to buy it in 2021 when I was making a lot of money, and then things kind of fell off in the middle of 2021, so I didn't end up getting it, unfortunately. Enough of my woes, though, I suppose. It has 2 versions, actually. I thought I had the other one here, but it actually didn't import onto this tier list. So there's a holo version and a reverse holo version. The reverse holo should be here, but it didn't import. I have a thing of all the Celebi files right here, so if I can find the reverse holo in this file, here it is. I will just show you what the reverse holo looks like. So this is the reverse holo Celebi real quick. I hope this gets on screen fully. Let me move it to the middle just to make sure it does. That's what the reverse holo looks like, and I'll talk about that in a second. I wonder why that did not transfer in. Strange. So the regular holo is like, the artwork is crazy. The holo looks amazing. I'm incredibly sad to not own it. S tier. The reverse holo is like low S, high A. It's a little bit worse. You do get to see the artwork more, but the holo is like a huge part of what makes the artwork look even better with the rainbow effect. Maybe someday I'll pick the Celebi up. I have a couple of Japanese cards that are starting to be worth stonks, so maybe I'll sell one of those someday to pay for a Celebi. Then we have the Celebi Forever movie promo with the leaf slice attack. This artwork is really nice in this one. I do quite like it. It does hurt a little bit that it's like an e-reader card because it looks a little bit worse than it could. I'll get into that in a moment. But it's still pretty good. I'm going to put it in A tier. Here's an alternate art of that same leaf slice Celebi. This one was, I believe, a Trainer's Magazine promo. I do own this one as well. Very nice artwork on this one. I like this one quite a lot. I'm going to put it in A tier. Then we have the Timeless Celebi Jumbo promo. This is only a Jumbo card, which is a little unfortunate. It is actually pretty affordable, so it's one I plan to pick up relatively soon. I say as I haven't bought many Celebis in the past like 2 years because of retro addiction. But it is a really nice looking card by Atsuko Nishida. Just pretty artwork on this one. I'm gonna put this one like, I think I am gonna move this down to C tier because this one, like, it's not bad, but like I do think that like these are above this one, so we'll put it like this. Then I have the Midori Haruda Celebi, and this is from the Happy Adventure Rally from 2002. Let me take a drink. So for the Celebi, it looks kind of weird. I know Midori Haruda has a tendency to do that, but I do believe some of Midori's art is better than the rest. This one is definitely a little bit more on the down low. It's also a very expensive card. This is one that totals around like $70. Yeah, I don't know. This one's like, okay, I'm gonna put it in C tier. I don't hate it. It's one I'll get eventually, but it's one I'm not on any hurry to get, I suppose, due to the cost and art not being my favorite. Oh, this one's in the wrong spot. I forgot to throw that back there. There we go. Organize these by timeline to make it a little bit more chronological. This one is also in the wrong spot. That will go there. Some of the promos I don't know the timeline for, though. Then we have Dark Celebi from EX Hidden Legends. This is another one I actually posted about on Roseanne's research because it actually has a really interesting part to it, and that's that in English it is Dark Celebi and it is a dark grass type. In Japanese it is Rocket Celebi and it is a pure dark type with the R symbol in the bottom corner, and it's actually printed in the Japanese EX Team Rocket Returns. In English, it is the only dark card in EX Hidden Legends where it was printed, which makes me think that it was only added to EX Hidden Legends to be a counterpart of the theme deck that Jirachi got. Because in the set there's two theme decks, there's Jirachi and Celebi, and I believe it was probably just moved to EX Hidden Legends so they had a mythical Pokemon to put beside Jirachi in another theme deck. So that is my hypothesis. I can't substantiate that, but it is kind of cool that there are two different versions. I own lots of the English ones, I believe 6 in total, but I don't own any of the Japanese ones, sadly. The reverse holo one, I'd say is better than the holo. I'm going to put the reverse holo in B tier. The art on this one's kind of mid, but the reverse holo is really nice. And the regular one is like a little bit of a lower B. Again, the art is not great, but it is a nice looking holo. And I really do like the look of like these Gen 3 dual type cards. They really look better than their English counterpart, or than the Steam Siege, counterparts. If you, the dual types that were reprinted in Steam Siege were just half and half, where this is like a blend of color. and the Japanese Rocket Celebi. I do think, like I was just talking about how cool this looks, this one's definitely a little bit worse. Loses the appeal there. It is like a nice looking card still. It's one I'd like to own. It's one that's very expensive too, like another like $70 card, but I'll get it someday. Then we have Celebi. I believe this was a tin promo. I could be wrong. I don't know all of these off the top of my head. But if you haven't noticed, this is actually an exact reuse of this Forever promo up here. But I actually preferred on this. I think the Gen 3 card design is much nicer with these smaller borders and the really nice like holographic pattern on it and the small text. Kind of just really leaving the card to be admired. I'm going to put it in A tier, but it's definitely like higher than this one, but I'm not going to order the tiers yet. But it's better than this one. Not an S tier, but still really nice card. Then we have Celebi EX. In Japan, they only have a Celebi EX non-holo. We have both a holo and a non-holo. The non-holo is right here, the holo is there. As for the non-holo, it's a little bit disorienting, honestly. Seeing a non-holo EX, they came in the Pop Series sets. If you pulled the actual card from the set, it would be non-holo. So all of the Pop Series packs had non-holo cards, including Umbreon and Espeon Gold Star. They are actually non-holo cards. I have seen an Umbreon Gold Star because my brother owned one back in the day. So that is what it is. And I believe it was some kind of promotional product where you got this Celebi, which is the holo. I do own like 3 of the holo and like 1 of the non-holo. The non-holo one is just kind of okay. I'm gonna put it C tier. I do think it gets better with the holo though. It gives it a little bit more of a EX look to it, and I much prefer that. This is actually one of the few playable Celebis. Celebi is not a very playable card, but this is the first that we've run into that was actually played, because it had a really good Poke Power. Then we have Celebi EX from EX Unseen Forces. This is like one of my more recent pickups. I say more recent as in like a year and a half ago, because I haven't bought that many Celebis as of recent, only picking up a few smaller ones along the way. This is one of the ones I picked up, a big ticket item. Cost me about $150, which is quite a lot, but got a discount on it for like 30 bucks, so I decided to pick it up. It is like a graded 5. I don't love graded cards, but it's really clean on the front, so I don't know why it got graded 5. Probably something on the back. Regardless of that, it is a very, very pretty card. Definitely, if you had like, I do like this one for its utility in the game, but this one is definitely the better EX card. Very pretty card, A tier. Then we have Celebi Gold Star. This is the card that started my entire collection of Celebi. Back in about 2011, I believe, 2011, 2012, I pulled a Celebi Gold Star, a shop I used to attend where I used to live in Wisconsin, Noble Knight Games. They are now moved, so I can't go to that old location anymore because they are gone. But I used to go to their old location, and they had EX era packs in like 2011, 2012, before I got out of the hobby, for about like 2 years during the XY era. I was buying EX era packs and sometimes buying Dark Explorers packs, and within like a 1 week period, I'd pulled the Gardevoir Secret Rare from Dark Explorers, and I had pulled this Celebi Gold Star, and it is the crown jewel of my collection. It's not in perfect shape, but I don't care. It is my favorite card of all time. So, S tier. Understandably, great art by Masakazu Fukuda. Shiny Celebi is just one of the best shiny Pokemon. I don't think you're going to find many people who dislike Shiny Celebi. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fans absolutely love it too. Shout out to the PMD fans out there. I never got through a single game, to be honest. Could not sit through it when I was younger, and I can't afford them now. So then we have the Players Promo Celebi. This is ____ apostrophe S Celebi, so it's like blanks Celebi. This is an incredible illustration. It is also an expensive one. It's like a $70 card once again, which makes it really intimidating. Regardless, this is probably the next big ticket Celebi I'm going to buy because it is probably like up there in like my top 3 favorite Celebi artworks. just an incredible looking card, and I'd love to have it soon. So, very beautiful illustration by Koki Saito, and again, the Gen 3 cards look really, really nice, especially the EX era. In Japan, where they had the silver borders already, this is like flawless card design. In appearance, obviously in mechanics, I believe DP is the best, but let's go ahead and put that in S tier. Then we have, this is a Poke Park Celebi, one of 2 different ones. The other one is not in here. Having some importing issues, so I'll talk about that in a second. This is one illustrated by Kaneko Ao. This is the more expensive of the 2 Poke Park promos. And I believe I like this one. It's not bad, but it's also like, I don't think it's anything to write home about. I do think it's cute artwork though. Kaneko Ao, very nice style, A tier. Kaneko Ao, really miss her illustrations. She did a lot of my favorite supporter cards back in the Diamond and Pearl and Heart Gold Silver era. Then I'm going to bring up quickly the other Celebi Poke Park promo that I guess just did not make it into this tier list. So here it is. I do own 2 of this Celebi Poke Park promo. It's got an okay artwork. It's not my favorite. It's just pretty nice. It's another one where it's another part of a 3-part picture with, I believe, Jirachi and something else. Regardless, this is a nice card. I would probably rank this. I'd probably rank this like A tier as well. Maybe we'll move this up to A tier. I like that one. We'll move. That's like, we're gonna have a pretty big A tier, guys. If you can't tell, I like Celebi. Then we have the Kagemaru Himeno Celebi from Mysterious Treasures. This one is one of the most dear ones in my collection because I have both the holo and reverse holo in Polish, which is a very hard cards to find because Poland only had 2 sets, Diamond and Pearl Base and Mysterious Treasures, printed. So getting cards from Poland, not the easiest, especially because, you know, Europe's kind of in a war right now. So this one, though, absolutely flawless artwork. Himeno, like, was born to draw cute Pokemon. You know, my favorite Himeno cards are often like Celebis and Mews, and I can't think of another cute Pokemon. Himeno, has she done a Whimsicott? Yes, she has. I believe she did the Whimsicott from Boundaries Crossed. Yeah, this card is S tier, once again. Then we have Celebi, the 10th movie promo. This one is also named Timeless Celebi, like the other Jumbo. I believe this is another illustration by Midori Harada. I could be wrong there, but I believe it is by Midori. This one's nice. Let me check the illustration real quick. I have the thing open, I might as well, so I don't seem like a fool. This is Midori Harada, yes. This Celebi is nice. I think the holofoil saves it, because again, the art is like not amazing. It's just alright. But the holo saves it. I'm going to put it in B tier. I like it way more than the art on this one, though. Then we have the Celebi from L3, or in English, it is from the Triumphant set. This one is really cool. Its background is like, kind of looks like a map, like a folded piece of paper, because it's got these little indents in it. I'm going to bring up this thing just so I can see what artist it is, so I can credit them. This is Shin Nagasawa. Not a really like artist I think about often, but this Celebi is kind of cool. Like I said, it's got like that folded map in the background. It's laughing at the camera. Celebi when it looks at me because I'm pathetic. POV. I like this one. But can I rank it like above B tier? Like, do I like it more than the Dark Celebi or the Shining Celebi? Probably not. It does have a really nice Japanese reverse foil print though that I do own, and that one's very nice. Then we have Celebi Prime. When it comes to playable Celebis, this is definitely the premier playable Celebi. This was played at 2012 Worlds with Mewtwo in a deck called CMT, Celebi Mewtwo Terrakion, or Celebi Mewtwo Tornadus, depending on what you wanted to do that day. It was really good just for its Poke Power. Its attack is terrible, but, you know, getting an extra energy pretty good when Sky Arrow Bridge came out, so you could retreat for free. As for the card artwork itself, I do like it, but it's not amazing. It is obviously CG, which is a bit of a shame, but is it bad? No. I'm going to put it in A tier. I do enjoy the primes a bit. Shame Celebi never got a level X, but, you know, what could have been. Then we have the Reverse Holo one. I decided to put this here for a specific reason. This is the Reverse Holo Celebi Prime from L3. Something like Something at the Summit, I believe is the Japanese set name. This card is absolutely, like, the Reverse Holo just elevates it to another level. If you don't know, Japanese sets had both regular primes and Reverse Holo primes. Reverse Holo primes are very expensive. This is like a $250 to $300 card to get in, like, lightly played condition, so crazy. Yeah, this card is, like, insane. This is one of my, like, dream cards to own. I don't know if I ever will. It's, like, up there with, like, Skyridge of, like, Jesus Christ, it's expensive. I don't know if I can afford it. Then we have the other Jumbo exclusive Celebi, Zelby and Zorua. This was given away in, like, a 2010 tour around the time of the release of the movie Zorua and the Master of Illusions, which was a pretty bad Pokemon movie, all things said. Not a very good movie. The only thing I liked about the movie is that we get to see Celebi and we get to see Bronzor. I like Bronzor quite a lot. Bronzor tier list when? So as for the Celebi here, this is another Himeno artwork. It is a nice artwork, but I do think Zorua drags it down a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of Zorua. It's got a really cool attack effect where it's obviously not legal for play, it's a jumbo card, but you literally swap seats with your opponent and you play their board, which is kind of crazy, though they're probably just going to try to do it back to you because they want their board back. So kind of neat effect, B tier. Then we have Celebi EX from Black and White. This was another one that saw a little bit of play. Its Time Recall allows each of your evolved Pokemon to use the attacks of their pre-evolved forms. Its attack is garbage, don't worry about it. It's just for the ability. So things like Gothitelle could sit in the active locking items and then use its Gothorita attack below it to stop your opponent from touching energy. Things like that. Trying to think. I like the Celebi a lot. I did play it back in the day in like an informal trash deck just to kind of use it. It's pretty cool. A tier. I'm saying too many ums. Yeah. Then we have Celebi EX Full Art. God, I did it again. The Full Art variant is not bad. It's not my favorite Full Art, to be honest. In English, I said it again. But it is actually really, really nice in Japanese. I think I'd put the Japanese one at A tier, but honestly the English one is a B tier card, like less than the EX. I think I'm going to move the EX down to B tier. I like the Prime more than them, but the Japanese Full Art would probably go A tier because it has way better texturing. Now we're on to the X and Y era with Celebi Promo, I believe XY49. This one, I don't remember. Is this another Shin Nagasawa Celebi? Let's go look. I have the thing right here anyway. It is another Shin Nagasawa Celebi. The artwork on this one is pretty cool. This is another one of the more playable Celebis. There is an expanded stall deck that saw play with this, just trying to flip as many heads with the ability as possible while looping zero prize trainer cards to slow your opponent down. It's also played in 2017 in spread decks like Decidueye GX, so a little bit of a cool note there. Maybe I will build my Decidueye GX with a Celebi someday. Who knows? Because it's got a cool spread attack. You put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. It's an ancient trait card, so it actually is like a half art, which I do like. I love the ancient traits. I wish that some of them weren't CG, though. They wasted a lot of good artwork on, or good ancient trait Pokemon and gave them bad artwork from CG. So, Rip Nidoqueen, for instance, from Primal Clash. This card's pretty cool, though. A tier. Got a lot going for it. Then we have the Celebi XY promo from, I believe, CP5 Dreamshine in Japan. This card is gorgeous. It is, in my opinion, this might change, but this is the best Celebi artwork. If I'm ranking it by artwork here, this is #1. The Japanese version is even better. It's got a silver border, so it looks way better with the background, and it's got sparkles. Oh my god, it's so great. Easily, like, top 3 Celebis in my collection. Yeah, this is S tier. We'll get back to ranking S tier, don't worry. Then we have the Tomokazu Komiya Celebi. This is an alternate art promo of this. It came out in the same set in Japan, I believe. But over here, we waited to get this. This was in the Celebi Mythical Collection, which I do have sealed. Kind of cool. This was in, I believe, the Volcanian Promo Collection. I don't know the exact words for it. I think it's Volcanian Mythical Collection. You get a bunch of mythical Pokemon. This is one of them. Just a way to give out promos. The artwork on this one's nice. I don't love all the Komiya cards, especially nowadays. It feels like Komiya is going a little bit in the Sword and Shield and late Sword and Shield, early Scarlet Violet era. It feels like he's going a little bit off the walls with the drawing, just kind of drawing them crazy for the sake of it. Very much a fan servicey thing in that way. So the people who love his art are going to love it, and the people who don't really care for it aren't going to care for it. But there's this really nice spot from like I'd say all the way from like Diamond and Pearl era to like end of XY, early Sun and Moon, where he just did really, really good artwork. This is one of them. I really like that one. Then we have Shining Celebi, another one of the few ones with some playability behind it. This one has the same ability as Celebi EX, so your previously evolved Pokemon get to use all the attacks of their pre-evolved forms. This is one I've actually worked slowly but surely, not making much progress as of late, on a world collection. If anyone wants to help me with that, by the way, is willing to do trades, I have some things to trade, I'm sure. Frankly, if you have any of the Celebis on this list that I don't have, I want to trade, my Twitter, @Whimsicast, contact me. I will trade for Celebis. I'm working on a world collection for the Celebi. It did just get a little bit harder because Chinese just got the Celebi, simplified Chinese, but I do have Korean, Japanese, I believe Russian, and English. One of those might be Thai. It might be Thai instead of Russian, because I believe the Thai one is the one with the hollow border. So, I believe Simplified Chinese also got hollow border, so neat thing there. This card's artwork is nothing special. I believe this is Sonosuke Sakuma. His art for me is like either hit or miss. This one's kind of in the middle, but I do like it enough to collect it, so it's got to be at least A tier, right? I guess it's not really intentional I was collecting it. I just like started picking up more of them, and I'm just like, sure, why not? Same thing with Amazing Rare Celebi, where I also have like a small bit of a language collection growing. Then we have Celebi Prism Star, another one. Speak of the Devil. I have like 3 languages of this guy too, like Japanese, Korean, and English. This is one by, I believe, Masakazu Fukuda. Just gonna check that, because I have my little sheet right here. We have Lot Celebi. There we are. It is Masakazu Fukuda, yes. So, this artwork is alright. The Prism Stars in general usually don't have great artwork. Probably my favorite one is Victini. This one's more for the effect, and it actually has 2 different playable decks. In the expanded format, it has a fun deck that you can use, utilizing it. It's actually better in expanded, to be honest, than it is in standard. Utilizing its devolution attack, which devolves all of your bench Pokemon if you'd like, or as many as you'd like, as many times as you'd like, and then you evolve them back into Pokemon with playdown abilities, primarily Raichu from Burning Shadows, which paralyzes your opponent, and Rhyperior or Alolan Muck, which mills your opponent. In Expanded, you use Muck more mainly to get rid of Versus Seekers and switches and the like. In the Sun and Moon to Lost Thunder format, where I do have a deck built with this, you use Rhyperior, because Muck was one set off existing, sadly. Muck would have been really great for this deck. Is it a good deck though? Absolutely not. In Expanded, it survives because it has the Rescue Scarf tool, which means if it gets KO'd, it gets 1 chance to go back to your hand, and then you can get the Rescue Scarf back. So your opponent kind of needs a little bit of a wombo combo to KO it. Where in Sun and Moon Lost Thunder, decks play like 1 or 2 copies of Switch a lot of times, plays ways to search the Switch, like Alolan Ninetales GX, and then they switch and they kill your Celebi. So essentially trying to mill out their Switch and their Guzmas before they're able to make much of a comeback. Because if they do like Rope and Guzma, they'll also get you. So this card's kind of cool, B tier. I can't rank it like super high because I don't love it, but it is cool. Not that playable though. I definitely talked way too long about how playable it is. It's not that playable. Then we have Celebi and Venusaur GX, another one of the ones with playability behind it. Going on a little bit of a positive note, I suppose. This one saw a little bit of play in the team-up format for about 3 months. Was it Tord Reklev that piloted this deck? a tanky Celebi Venusaur deck where you just healed it and just used its efficient attacks to slowly wear down your opponent while just healing off all the damage of this card with like things like Shaman, Lost Thunder. Yeah, it's a pretty cool deck, gotta say. Sadly, it would fall off because next set, Burning Shadows, everything's getting OHKO'd by Reshazard, and being weak to Reshazard is even worse. So, you know, kind of fell off. Everything weak to fire kind of fell off for like the next like 2 years until Lucario Metal got the special energy that removed its weakness. Yeah. This card is decent artwork by Mitsuhiro Arita. I don't like the way he draws Celebi here nearly as much as the way he drew Celebi on the Sky Ridge and the XY Promo Celebi. It's a lot more like tough looking, and Celebi doesn't really embody the tough feeling. B tier. Then we have Celebi and Venusaur full art. This is awful looking. I don't like full art cards from the GXs. There's a few like GXs that look fine as full arts if they're regular CG anyways, but tag team full arts always look bad because the regular ones look so good and then they give it CG artwork. No. And the Rainbow Rare's F tier. I do not own the Rainbow Rare. I don't think I'll own the Rainbow Rare anytime soon because I just don't like Rainbow Rares. So unless I just like happen upon it and have extra money, like I ever, probably never gonna own that one. Celebi Venusaur alternate art. This one's just okay. Tag team alternate arts are kind of just decent. There's a few really good tag team alternate arts. Think of like the Pikachu Zekrom is one of my favorite tag team alternate arts. The Reshiram Charizard's really good. I guess you don't count the Dream League ones as alternate arts, huh? Yeah, it's enough rambling. This card's just alright, C tier. I like the regular art better. Then we have Celebi from Unified Minds, Miracle Twin in Japan. I do own, I believe, 3 holos, 2 reverses, and 1 Japanese. The holos and reverses might be reversed. I might own 2 holos, 3 reverses. But I know I have like a page where it's like 1, 2, 3 on the page. So this is a card I might end up just filling out the page for, getting 3 copies of each because it's actually really cheap still. And it's just a really nice artwork by, I believe, this is Megumi Mizutani's artwork. Really nice looking card, not playable in the slightest, but really just beautiful. A tier. I've really warmed up to this one over the years. Then we have Celebi from Koro Comics, or the Cosmic Eclipse 3-pack blister. I believe Sun Moon 247. I could be wrong about that. It's either 247 or 235. I'm gonna feel like an idiot if I get that wrong. But let's see it. 224. Oh, I was wrong. Okay. This art is by Mizue. It's not my favorite Celebi art in the world, I'm gonna be honest. This is the Celebi I own the most of. I own like 36 copies of the English one, and I own 1 of the Japanese one. The Japanese one's a little bit better. It's got a hollow border. It's got a nice stamp with a hollow background. Japanese one probably goes in C tier. The English one's just like low C. I can't rate it down here, but like the artwork on this one is not my favorite. Then we have Celebi V from Sword and Shield base. This is the better of the 2 Celebis when it comes to playability. It was used a tiny bit and expanded when it first came out to hit grass weakness in counter energy boxes, because it has a cool attack which does 50 plus 20 for each of your benched Pokemon. Call for Family, also a really good attack that it has, or I believe it's Call for Friends or something like that. So I've actually played the Celebi before in my Celebi Vmax deck. I tried to make it work and expand it. It was a cool gimmick deck, but it's really bad. As for the card art's really bad. It's a V, so most Vs are not illustrated. Though we'll see an exception to that in a minute, but most Vs are CG and they don't look great. This one's no exception. I need to fill out my page for this. I think I'm like 2 Celebi Vs away from filling out my page of 9. Yeah, maybe I'll try to source some 4-in-1s to make it even more fun. At D tier, it's not great. Then we have Celebi from the English set Shining Fates, and the Japanese set was the Venusaur Vmax deck. I did pick up 2 copies of the Japanese one. It looks a lot better in Japanese, but the English ones are both nice. This is the Celebi I own the second most of because I opened up a lot of Shining Fates, and I was searching a lot of bulk bins around that time, so every time I saw a Celebi, I was picking it up, and one of the dudes I went to at the card store just told me I can get any Celebi I find was 10 cents, so I cleaned out like 2 bins worth of Celebis before I ran out of money. Not 2 bins worth of whole Celebis, 2 bins worth of bulk before I ran out of money from pulling out of their bulk. I wouldn't run out 10 cents for Celebis. This art is incredible by Yu Nishida, winner of the 2019 Illustrator competition. It's my favorite of her art still, and it's just incredible. S tier. Then we have Celebi Amazing Rare. I hold a grudge against this card. And why do I hold a grudge against this card? I hold a grudge against this card because of the Amazing Rares, there's a lot of really nice ones, and there's a lot of not nice ones. This one is one of the not nice ones. Despite that, I do own a lot of it, but let me just, you know what, you'll see it on screen right here. You'll see an image of Amazing Rare Jirachi, which is my favorite looking Amazing Rare because it has great hand-drawn artwork. Or Amazing Rare Yveltal. Here's another one that has amazing hand-drawn artwork. Meanwhile, Celebi and Rayquaza get the 5-ban treatment. 5-ban is my least favorite illustrator in the TCG, tied with Shinimori Nageshi. Shinimori Nageshi's art is just really ugly, whereas 5-ban's is like really bad CG. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this artwork at all. I do own a lot of it. I'll probably end up finishing my page of it soon, because if I ever find it at like a store, it's like $3, so I'll pick it up. Why not? You know, it's another Celebi for the collection. D tier though. Then we have Celebi V from Chilling Reign. I shit my pants when Chilling Reign in Japan, Jet Black Poltergeist, and Silver Lance was announced because they revealed the alternate art Celebi. But don't worry, we'll get there. As for the Celebi here, this Celebi V is actually illustrated, so like I said, an exception to the rule where usually CG Vs are what we get. This is illustrated by Akira Egawa, newer illustrator to the TCG around this time. Started, I believe, in Cosmic Eclipse with Flareon. He's been doing a lot of big ticket items ever since. If you love your Mewtwo V Stars, Luxray V, Blaziken Vmax, regular, not the alternate art. The alternate art's ugly, by Shinimori Nageshi. Chandelure Vmax regular. You know, there's lots of cool cards that Akira Egawa has been tasked to illustrate since his introduction into the game. His style doesn't really fit Celebi, but despite that, it actually is still a really nice looking card. Highly recommend the Japanese version. If you're ever getting a V, the Japanese version is going to be significantly better. And even more so here, the Japanese version has a much darker background than the English one, which makes me appreciate it a lot more. So, A tier, I really like that. Then we have the Celebi V full art. For a V full art, it's not bad. It's got a nice looking background with a decent looking texturing from what I remember. And it's cute. Like, it's cute for CG, where this CG is like kind of just whatever. This CG is ugly. This is at least cute CG. I'm going to put it in B tier. Then we have the pants shitter Celebi V alternate art. The Japanese promo for this, I own both Japanese and English. I mean, I'd love to have a full world collection, but I don't have a ton of money like that. This is like one of the most stunning artworks ever, and it's the card that made me fall in love with my new favorite illustrator in the Pokemon TCG, T0. T0 has illustrated lots of my favorite Pokemon already, which I feel really blessed about. Golurk, my third favorite Pokemon. Celebi, my favorite Pokemon, and then he's also illustrated Victini, a Pokemon I like. There's a lot. Let me think. I really like his Cyndaquil artwork. His Orbeetle Vmax is one of my favorite cards. His Ursaring, a Pokemon I absolutely hate. I love his Ursaring. Just trying to name these off the top of my head. It's kind of difficult. The Latias is a really, really nice looking card. The Squobet is a really nice looking card. That's about all I can think of. There's one other Pokemon I really like that he illustrated. I cannot remember it for the life of me. I'm going to go on to PKMN right now to find his illustrations, because I will not be satisfied until I figure it out. Superior and Dredagon, yes. This Comfey is also very nice. There's the Golurk. Again, the Golurk's really good. Victini is really good. The Celebi, obviously. Cyndaquil, Victini again. This Orbeetle's incredible. Comfey's incredible. And then Dredagon and Superior and Latias are also just so good. This Ponytail's great too. I just want to appreciate these. I know it's not a superior tier list. This card is absolutely insane. It is my favorite trainer gallery card of all of them, for all the full art ones. And then my favorite of the regular trainer galleries is this Druddigon, which is just, again, absolutely incredible. I don't even like Druddigon. Druddigon is a Pokemon I don't like, but this card is so nice. It's stunning, really. Yeah, T0 is my favorite illustrator now, and this card is why. It started my love for him. I realized he had illustrated Golurk already, a card I already loved but didn't pay much attention to. And ever since then, he's just been the highlight of the TCG. Really nice Raichu coming up in the next Paldea Evolved set, so look forward to that. Then we have Celebi Vmax from Chilling Reign. If you know anything about Vmaxes, you know that I don't like them. They're a bad mechanic for the TCG, and they look like shit. They look like someone took a blank canvas and then took the rainbow color wheel and just went woo with their mouse just swirling around in circles. Like, woo. Yeah, I'll do that in post. And this Celebi is not particularly playable. I did try to make it work. Because it's got a cool ability. You heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. Or is it each of your grass Pokemon? I don't remember. I did make a deck with this in expanded work. I'm not going to go through the expanded deck because I don't want to do any more editing. But, yeah, it's cool. An expanded, bad card, although not at all playable. 310 HP is not enough for a tanking deck. 130 damage is absolutely pitiful. And the artwork sucks. D tier. And you know how I feel about Rainbow Rares. I mean, this is pretty predictable, right? You see this one, and you see this one, and you know that one's the one there. Yep. That is my Celebi tier list. We have 9 Celebis to rank as in our S tier. My favorite Celebi is obviously the Gold Star. Not my favorite artwork, but it is still really, really nice. My favorite Celebi that started my collection of them all. I'd probably rank the alternate art Celebi next. Then I'd rank the Mitsuhira Aita Celebi Promo. I'd probably rank the Players Promo next, the Himeno after that, probably this Zelby next. Yeah, that looks good for a top 9. I like this top 9. And then I'm going to put a 10th one in S just for the hell of it, because what would a tier list be without making it also into a top 10? So, picking my favorite from the A tier. First thing that stands out to me is definitely this Celebi. This Celebi is really, really nice. Playable too. My Celebi that I have a collection of, really, really nice. This one, really beautiful card. I think I'm going to go, like, I really want to do Celebi V as well. I think I'm going to go with this Celebi right here, the Trainer's Promo one. It's my 10th favorite Celebi. Hopefully Celebi gets a new card soon. Not for the sake of my wallet. My wallet does not want there to be one, because I'm already behind on my Celebi collection. Haven't really gotten any of the Rainbow Rares, because I don't feel like getting them, and really haven't caught up with buying Celebis, as I've gotten slowly engrossed in retro deck building, and went through a period of unemployment for a bit, so I wasn't making any money then. So really only like 3 Celebis in like probably the past year I've really bought. When I think about, no, I bought more than that. I bought more than that. Yeah, I bulked a couple Celebis out. Anyway, that is my Celebi tier list. If you enjoy these tier list videos, please do be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I upload these every single Tuesday. This is a Wednesday, so a little bit of a contradiction for you if you love tier list videos. I also have a playlist, so go check out the playlist. You can watch all my tier list videos where I give my correct opinions. I also do Tabletop Fridays, where I do retro tabletop gameplay. They will not be back this Friday. I said that I upload them every Friday. I don't have any pre-recorded right now, so after I finish finals, I'm going to be recording more, editing more, and all that stuff. So you will see some tabletop gameplay, I promise you, very soon. Thank you all so much. My voice is dying, and I'll see you in the next one.